Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. This is Kat, and I thought we'd do some stitching together and continue to work on this colorful cat. And y'all just join me and grab your project, whatever it is you're working on, and join me for a stitch along. You know, you don't have to do just stitching. You can do diamond painting or crochet or color or anything you guys want to do. You know, just join me and we'll sit here and have a little chit chat and do our thing, okay? I'm hoping everybody in Florida and up around the Panhandle area is doing okay since the hurricane. I'm hoping that there's not been too much damage, and hopefully no lives have been lost. It's what I pray for, and I pray that y'all can recover very quickly uh, from this crazy weather. We got quite a bit of rain and quite a bit of wind out of it, but luckily it wasn't near as bad as it is there in Florida. And I'm here in North Georgia, so we're quite a bit of ways away from there. I'm sitting here stitching and was listening to Miss Linda. She's kitting up for a another diamond painting. I'm not sure which one she's kitting up for because I just turned it on just a minute ago. But I'm going to turn the volume down and whatnot. There we go. That way you guys can't hear her. But yeah, we got through the night all right. Everything was fine. Like I said, we got a bit of wind and we got quite a bit of rain. But other than that, we're doing good. Yeah, the sun came out for a little while, so I took the girls out, let them play out on the front porch for a few minutes. And then they were out maybe an hour, if that. And it decided to start raining again, so I had to bring them back inside. Yeah, they weren't too happy about being rained on. But at least they got to go out for a little while and get a little fresh air. Yeah. Sorry about that. I'm sitting there concentrating on what I'm doing. Sorry about that. Stopped talking, didn't I? But yeah, everybody seems to be doing all right up here. And I just hope everybody in Florida is doing all right. Because I was looking on Facebook and I saw that my granddaughter, Emily, uh, she's letting everybody know that they're doing okay. And I believe she's in Central Florida, you know, in the Ocala forest area. And so, as far as I know, they're doing okay. I haven't seen any posts from my stepson and his family. Haven't heard anything from him yet. And I haven't heard anything from my brother. So I'm going to have to get on Facebook and message them and say, hey, you guys doing okay out there? You know. The type of stitching I'm doing right now is what I call railroading. What you're doing is you're doing half. Let me get this tail out of the way. You're doing half the leg of the cross, and then you go back and you finish the rest of the cross on the way back. So to me, it's like railroading. I don't know what the actual stitching is. I have no idea what the name is, what they call it. I call it railroading, but you know. And it seems to cover quite a bit of ground, and then on top of that, it gets the your stitches lay nice and flat, which is what I like about it. Yep. Yeah, I got a Timu yesterday, and I didn't put it out. You know, I didn't do it because it wasn't that much of a haul. It was mostly notebooks. I got um, I got two small sketchbooks, and then I got a what I'm going to use it for is a logbook to keep track of my diamond paintings, and my other crafts are going to be logged into that book. And then I got a coloring book for myself. And then let's see, I got three stainless steel um, rings. See, I like stainless steel because it's very durable and I'm not allergic to it. So I have my cross that I wear, and that's stainless steel. And then I have rings that I have that are stainless steel. Yeah. The one that I don't know if you'll be able to see it on this camera or not. Hang on just a second. I got this one. Okay. And let me push it up there. It has vines and birds on it, and it's etched into it, but I know you can't see it. It looks like a silver band, but it's very comfortable. And then I got this one, and that one has a heart cut into it. Okay, got that one. Then hold on. Let's see. Then I got this other band, and I know you can't see it because I can barely see it, but it's got. There we go. Maybe it's got an etching of two cats on there. And I don't know if y'all can see that or not. I don't think so. But anyway, so that's my three rings. And I mean I spent a small fortune on them, I'm telling you. All right, each one of them was like 89 cents. So that's right up my alley. Okay. Kind of tilt this a little bit. And So that was my little teeny tiny haul. Wasn't much. And and then I got a cross stitch that I had, and it got ruined, and so I ended up having to throw it away because it got wet, and it and with it being a printed, all the dye and stuff just smeared and disappeared, and it was awful. And so I ended up, ooh, excuse me, um, I ended up having to replace it. I was lucky enough I was able to find the same um, pattern and went ahead and repurchased it. So they did still have it in stock. And so anyhow, in my little coloring book, I like to color every now and then. Not all the time, but every now and then. And so I ordered myself another coloring book. I was going to get some new colored pencils, but I didn't this time because I've got a couple of colored pencils that I've got that I've had for several years, and I really don't really need to order new ones. Now, as you can see, compared to where we were the last time we worked on this, I've covered quite a bit of this particular pattern because what I'm working on is the number 7, which is this lavender color um, that's on the canvas, and there's only this little tiny bit right here left because I've done all this all across here and up here and part of over here. So we're getting there little by little, you know. And I'm getting ready to kit up another cross stitch that I'd like to start. And so I'm working on that too. I'm kitting it up. Oop. Ah, I'm gonna have to turn you over. I got a knot. Got me a good one. See how you get every now and then you get a knot. So let's see if I can get it undone. Every now and then you get knots. And hoping this isn't a real bad one. But it looks like it may be. Yeah. Shoot. Hang on, I gotta get my light down here so I can see. Come on now. Usually you can get them out if you catch them just right, but this one here doesn't look like it's going to cooperate. Shoot. Okay. Alrighty. What we're going to have to do is, let me see. Is it this one? Yeah, it's that one. Dadgummit. Alrighty. I hate to cut it, I really do. Okay. I have to cut this one. I try to salvage as much as I can of the thread. So I'm showing you a trick that I do. Okay. I do is set this one aside and rethread this shorter piece. Use up what I can. Okay. Tie it off and then start again. Unfortunately, that's the way it works. Oops, sorry about that. I'm waving you all around. I don't want you to get sick. Okay, here we go. And then what I'm going to do is I'll use as much of this as I can, and then I'll have to restart. Mhm. Yeah, every now and then you'll get a knot, and a lot of times I use I, it's like a wax on the thread, and and it helps to keep it from knotting up. I'll show you what I'm talking about here in just a second. You know what? Looks like I'm going to be able to finish this row. Alrighty. There we go. Let me turn you over again. And then what you do is you just sort of kind of weave your thread in underneath where you've been stitching. And what you do is you try to weave it in. Whoop. Come on now. There we go. That way you don't leave any knots. And I'm waving you around again, but I'm sorry. Okay. Now I can put this back up here. This under here. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. All right. We're back where we're supposed to be. This is my little thing of wax. Okay. And what I do is you take and sometimes you have to wax your thread. So what I do is I take and I put it on here. Normally I wax this before I thread it, but let's do that. There we go. It's that simple. All right, let's begin again. No. But yeah, that wax it comes in handy. And if you're new and you've never done this before, it might be a good idea to invest in a little thing of little wheel of wax. Now I like this wax, this type of wax, a lot better than the that thread magic or whatever it's called. The thread magic, it's like Vaseline, and I don't like it. And it's gooey. Let's put it that way. So I take and I use this other kind, which is a type of beeswax. And you can pick them up in Temu for very little in the way of money, a couple of dollars. And they last a long, long, long time. Yeah, I have, when I first started out, the only thing I had was a kit. I had little in the way of, other tools. And so over a short period of time, I ended up having to get other stuff to work with as a cross stitch. One of them is the wax right there, and another very invaluable piece of equipment is a needle threader. You know, makes it go so much faster. And I've got different types of needle threaders. I've got your basic needle threader. It's made out of just a piece of metal, right? And and then I got the nicer one. Okay, I've got a couple of these. I've got this one. Okay, and then I've got this one. These are needle threaders, and as you can see, it's got a small hook, and then you turn it around, it's got a big hook. Okay, and these will go through your 24 number 24 um, 24 and 26 needles, so, and usually when you're working, it's a lot of times you're working either on a number 24 needle or a number 26. So those are my needle threaders. Those are very, very invaluable. Makes it so much easier to thread a needle. Yeah. We're almost done with this particular color, you know, or at least in this area anyway. Yeah. And then, but yeah, I don't use knots on my cross stitch. I don't know why, I just don't. And if you're going to frame it or whatever, you don't want any bumps where the knots are at. So that's why I avoid using knots as much as I can. And let's get that out of the way so I can see it. And then, but I do use the pin stitch a lot because I have to. That way it keeps the thread from coming apart, you know. Yeah, the weather's so nice, the coolness, because I believe it's like 64 degrees right now, which the other day before the hurricane came through, um, we were up into the 90s. And so I don't have the AC on at all. Well, you know what? This is our last stitch on this one. Now, it's all done on the lavender. Nope, I see some up here, but I can't get to it. So, I'm going to tie this off. Okay. And then I am going to change to another color, I think. Yep. And as you can see by looking at the back of it, as you can see, there are no knots. There's no loose threads hanging or anything like that. So, and that's how I do my cross stitch. Alrighty, this one can go up here. Oop, excuse me, that right there. And this one. And let's get rid of the thread, like so. Now, what color do we want to work with? What about that cross thing? What color is that one? Let's look. It is, I think it's number 12. I think. Yeah, number 12. So, let me fold this back up. There. Let's see what color we got for number 12. That's another red. I know it's more like a purple. It's okay. There you go. Now I take and separate these threads a couple of different ways, but I'm going to show you one way that's guaranteed, and it also helps to keep the knots down. Okay. What you do is you take one little thread and you just pull it out. It's like so. Then you reach in and you pull another thread. One single thread, like so. And then you get your third one, if I can get it off around my finger. And you get a third thread, like, come on, there we go. There's one. And you get your third thread and you pull that one out too. Now you got 3 threads. And you still got 3 left over, just like so. And then what you do is you take and you straighten them all out to where they're all the same length, like so. Okay. And then you put it on your needle. I always usually put I usually thread 2 needles, and on my when I split my threads, so that way I know where they're at, and I don't have to stop and thread a needle. What I'm doing is I'm trying to get another needle out, because the other one has still got that red on it. Get over here. Okay. And then what we do is we thread a second one, if I can do it. Sometimes, there we go. Sometimes it just doesn't want to do what you want it to do, especially when you're sitting there on camera. Alrighty. There you go. You're ready to begin. Now, where to begin? Where do you want to start? Good question. Because this is a kind of a purple color. Well, let's start right there. Can you see me? I think. Let's Tilt you just a little bit more. Okay. Okay. I'm tilting the lights where we can see a little bit better. And what you do is, again, you go through that middle, right in the middle of the square. Okay. And I just pulled it through this twice. All right, let's try again. There we go. Yeah, this is almost like a raspberry color. It looks like. And I don't know how well it's going to show up against this red. I mean, I can see it, but I don't know if y'all can. I can see the difference. There we go. And so let's keep stitching, and we'll see. We'll see how it does. I am not having luck here. Come on. There we go. While I'm thinking about it, let's go ahead and put some wax on here. There we go. That way, it'll stop it from knotting up. Here we go. Yeah. Yeah, my daughter's got to go to work here in a little while. About another hour or so, and she'll have to go to work. But the good thing is it's Friday, so it's her last night before the week before the weekend. She doesn't have to work Saturdays and Sunday, which that's good. But as you can see, it's not that hard to cross stitch. You know, it's just mostly it's just being patient. But because you do have to have a bit of patience for this. But it's worth it in the long run. For some reason I got the hiccups. Anyhow, it is worth it in the long run because you're watching your work slowly come together, and the picture that you're working on or the pattern that you're working on is coming together, and you can see it slowly kind of blossoming into a full blown picture. And but again, like I said, it does take patience. What is it? Patience and perseverance. That's what it takes. And this isn't like diamond painting where you can do a diamond painting and have it done in a week, 2 weeks time. These things take months. I knew one lady. She was doing European Town, and it took her over a year to finish it. But you got to remember too, European Town is a monster of a canvas to work on, and it was because I've got one and I've worked on it a little bit, but I'm not consistent with it. So, and I'm 5'3", okay, and that particular canvas um, is over 6 foot, okay. So, because I can stand and hold it up with my hands all the way up over my head, right? And it's still touching the floor. So it's it's over 6 foot long. So I don't remember the measurements, to be honest with you. I don't, but I do know that it is big. But I mostly work on it in when it's the cooler weather, because you have to lay it across your lap, and it gets hot if you're in the wintertime. In the summertime, it's like stitching with a blanket across your lap, okay. And so I save it for the winter. That way I can sit and stitch, and I don't have to I don't have to sit there and sweat while I'm trying to stitch. It helps to keep my legs warm during the winter. Yeah, because I sit in my chair and I have a little lightweight blanket over my lap, and then on top of that, then you have your big canvas sitting there on top of on your blanket, so it keeps you nice and warm. Yeah. I can barely tell the difference between this color and that, but oh well, because this is like a kind of a dark pinkish raspberry color, kind of, and it's kind of hard to tell the difference between the red and the raspberry. So, but that's all right. As long as we get it done, that's all that matters. Yeah, I can't tell. I think we got on here at about 1 o'clock, and it's now 1:44. So we'll finish up this little section here, and then I think we'll call it a day. Yeah. But I'm hoping y'all are having a good day, and you're staying safe. And thank goodness the weekend is coming, right? Yeah. Yeah, I've got a lot of family in Florida. I got my oldest brother, like I said before, he's in Fort Lauderdale. Ah, don't you dare nod up. You did it again. And as I was saying, I've got my older brother. He's in Fort Lauderdale. And then my youngest brother, he is in St. Petersburg. And that hurricane, here we go, getting a little bit better. And the hurricane is just north of where my youngest brother lives. So I don't know why this is nodding up for some reason. Anyhow, so keep them in your prayers, you know, because I've got my oldest brother, and then I've got my youngest brother, and then I've got a couple of granddaughters that are still in Florida, and then I've got a stepson and a daughter-in-law that that have moved to Alabama. So they're kind of out of the path of that, but they're sure they're getting some of the after effects. All right, we're gonna have to cut this. This is not cooperating, not at all. See, a lot of times if you can cut it near the, oh, see, I cut the other thread by mistake. Yeah, well, maybe not. Anyhow, sometimes you can cut it and pull through and it'll be fine. Saw that little trick, didn't you? Anyhow, and but just keep them in your prayers, and hopefully they all made it through the storm real easy, good and good. And we're gonna finish this sector, seeing as it took me next to forever to undo a knot. Sometimes you be stitching, and sometimes you get it. Just no matter what you do, you end up getting knots. And but that's all right. That's where patience and perseverance comes through, and learning a few tricks of the trade. Alrighty, I think we're gonna cut it off here. I'll continue stitching, but the I'm gonna end the video for now. So y'all have a good day. Be safe, and we will catch you the next time around. God bless you. Bye bye.